Good afternoon, everyone. JJ, VWAP Trader 1 on X, coming to you from tradingsyndicate.org, where we teach regular people how to earn a living in a practical way using practical tools of finance and trading. So, I didn't do a weekly update last week. I just wasn't feeling well. Today, watching this, and a lot of news has happened over the weekend. It's a long weekend. President's Day, I think it is, or George Washington's birthday, one of the two. Excuse me, I'm a Canadian. Anywho, looking at this, there's a lot of doom and gloom creeping into the space now about how AI is going to, because it's developed so quickly, is going to dismantle a lot of software firms. Um, so a lot of these hedge funds have sold holdings of application software, apart from small positions and stuff like Microsoft, as AI tools, coding tools, can replicate and modify existing software. Now, I am not a zero and one cat, so I'm woefully uneducated to talk about this, but catalysts for change and what we guys in the industry call material change. So what happens is if we start seeing a material change, a change that affects earnings in some of these companies, the Salesforces of the world and stuff, software as a services, could start affecting things. Now, combined with inventory that is long. Now, I'm an inventory guy. I'm a simple cat. I poke them in the eye and hit the bid. That's what I've done for 30 years of my life is sell stock. So, but we have to be intelligent as we go forward and we have to be tactical. So let's take a look at this. We have on a weekly, we have this sideways above 66.58, and we're in beautiful distribution. We're in beautiful, beautiful distribution. We're capped at 7,000 for now on ES. It's probably not a bad thing. It is early in the year and it is February. Everyone's back from holidays and all that stuff. We got another set of holidays coming up. Um, I'm kind of looking for some liquidation, and I'm going to show you the levels that I'm looking for. Um, there's a few things that I've noticed as a trader that from creating charts and building out charts, when you look at how charts develop, the mechanics are still the same, whether it's manipulation or creation by one person or the psychology of the mass, the mechanics are still the same. We have inventory that's trapped long here on a weekly, and I don't know if we're going to find the bid because it's a long weekend and today we didn't trade. So I'm kind of like, let's go take a look at what I'm talking about. We've got these folks trapped long, basically above 68.55. We're currently trading now in that shortened over Globex session or electronic session. Um, there's all this news coming out, right, about how these software companies are done. So the other thing is we need to reset a cost basis. Going to the daily, right? 68.37 half. Our low is 41. That's one of my levels. If we get underneath that, we're looking for 68.07 and then 67.49 quarter. If that 67.49 quarter goes, we're going to come back into those November lows. You know, as Guns N' Roses says, the cold November rain. We'll come back down there, and there's where that 200 is just sitting. Sorry, I was an 80s guy. So anyway, we have a little bit of a cost basis here, but you'll notice these ranges are very big. And gets me to my other point. Big ranges. We're still in speculation until a lot of this macro stuff gets ironed out and people get some sort of stability and start putting money to work. Before that happens, before investors come, there's always speculation, right? And speculators will They play fast. Play fast, and they take no prisoners. So they have big ranges. The market makers have to spread their net capital over much larger ranges, so the markets are thinner. So be careful when you're trading. Don't do cowboy stuff because this thing can get away from you on a, remember we had a 500-point day last year, right? So 120 points in a day is nothing for this market. And, you can get offside really quickly. So enough preaching. Let's get down to some levels. So 6807, 6749, and then that 6661 down here. That's what we're looking for to the downside. Okay. Now, for Sunday night, I want you to treat today's little mini session, last night's Globex session, and then you'll have tonight's Globex session, wherever that might be. You're going to take all of those three, lump them together, and compare them to close of Friday to get your overnight inventory for tomorrow. I'll be online. I'll be up 2:30 in the morning, New York time, 7:30 in the morning, London time, every day on YouTube, VWAP Trader One. That is moi. And I will be there telling you guys what's happening hours and hours before the New York market opens. So I'm very curious to see what we do. Here's the thing that kind of is making me, as the song from the 80s, another flashback, things that make you go, hmm. Okay, we have this rotation down from 730 all the way to 6788. Failed to take it out, get that rotation back up. That's what markets do. They look below and fail. They can't they couldn't take 7030, back down. Right? This is a rotational market. This is speculation at its finest. James R. Keene would be proud. Jesse Livermore would be proud, right? So tend to look at that inventory. I left in, that's Thursday night, that's Friday, this is last night, and that's that little electronic session that we're currently having early close today, folks. Usually what happens, we get a bounce like this right away. Now we're kind of going sideways down here, and we haven't tested 6788. And with all this news, so let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if we catch that bid down here, because these are all unfilled bids. They're all stacked. They're waiting, right? And if they don't get filled, what do you do when your bid doesn't get filled? What if you do if you're short and your bid doesn't get filled? You move your bid up, right? You get to you get to cover your short. If you're a size trader, you don't get to cover where you want. You get to cover where you have to, where the market lets you out, right? And you take your money and say thank you, and you go and do your next enterprise. So watch out for that, right? Usually this market runs out of supply after a big flush very quickly. If there is selling pressure, and I'm going to alert you guys to that tomorrow, right? If I see sellers coming out of the bushes, you know, waving their machetes, then we'll know, okay? So until then, the look below and fail traders, the fail to look below. If you haven't already opened a long position, I would wait. Just if you can be patient, patient, smart money is patient money, right? People hate being told to be patient. See if that bid's still there tomorrow morning, right? We'll see. Okay, if you're trading tonight, here is that little mini electronic session right now. Early close in the market. Remember that. Get out of your positions, or they're going to charge you 24 grand a pop for margin on an ES. So anyway, there's the overnight low from last night. There are these stops here in the early part of the day and the later part of the day. There were bids down here. That is where the first bid. Remember first blood? This is first bid. First bid is 68.32. Okay. And then if Rambo has to go into hiding, that's your last line of defense at 68.08. And boy, remember we said 68.07 3/4? 68.08 and change. We're close. Let's see, folks. Okay. Globex was good. They got, whatever inventory they took in Friday off that liquidation in the afternoon, they got rid of at night, right? And then right back down to cost basis. And we're just going back and forth in Friday's cost basis. So not much real difference in electronic trading on this beautiful holiday long weekend. Now let's go take a look at some equities, right? Real quick. Crab Apple, right? Under 261 again. It had a surprising move up from 261 to 280, but then the sellers were just waiting there, right? Where they sold before, they will sell again. Always remember that. Size sellers will always sell in the same place. Number one, because they have inventory there. Number two, because if they sold there and people were buying it, you'll sell there again. You didn't just fall off the turnip truck, right? Size will always sell again. It's easy to see. Just look at the top of the candles. Look to the left. Okay. So if you were long at 261 and you're getting up to this area here, oh, 280, there's going to be sellers. Maybe I'll get out, make a nice little profit, buy yourself a pot roast. All right, Amazon in the rainforest here. Trapped longs above 213, creating selling pressure to the downside. Don't really follow the company very much. I probably should because I don't know enough about its business. I know it's everywhere. My apartment lobby is full of Amazon packages every morning. But I know there's AWS and all those things, so watch out. We're coming close to cost basis on that one. Google, the fun never ends. We are in 32 times cost basis. I only drew a few of them here. Remember, folks, these stocks are still in massive distribution cycles because all of the inventory, all of the cost basis of the people who are long size, way down low, way down low. So this thing could always sell all the way back down. Just be careful of that when you're trading. Let this news kind of come out. Goldman, little trapped longs over 910. The metaverse, I don't know, 639. This is a very thinly traded stock, but it moves in gaps and moves in gaps. So we'll see what happens. It's still in a nice distribution cycle. I mean, everyone's positioned under 320, or sorry, 324. Mr. Softy, Microsoft. I don't know. There's a lot of news about it. Let's see if we hold 398.23 going forward in the week. If we break that, we're looking for 362s. And then that way, all of this inventory will be pressing down, right? Inventory gets long, it pushes down, flushes up, goes back up. Once we take out that inventory, they hit new highs. Let's see what happens. Leather jacket guy, right? Fonzie and Nvidia, right? These are the lows you want to look for on the downside. We're still rotating in this 179, 196 box. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking for a look below and fail of 179. If it fails to look below and fail and rotate up, I'll be looking for 172. And there's a swing low there. Okay. So watch for that. Palantir, we're right back into a big, thick cost basis here. Looking for the stock to go sideways for a little bit. Your silver and your gold are, it's taking a little steam out of the pressure cooker. That's good. Right. And the Muscosaurus with his Tesla, 402 to 420. Inventory's trapped long above 422. But this guy always seems to be able to pull a rabbit out of his hat. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve next time. He's like Rocky and Bullwinkle. He's nothing up my sleeve. And, next thing you know, something else happens and the stock pops. Nice cost basis here under 361. So if it does drop down, that's where you're looking. Corning. ASML, it's holding steady at 1400. And Oracle, I got to clean that one up. But you can see the cost basis on these deals. Like this is where the smart money is positioned, just so you know. And then you're in these big distribution cycles. So everyone who's still long size is okay. They're all doing well. Let's see how this stuff shakes out. Thanks for being with us. Come join us at tradingsyndicate.org. We will teach you how to trade. We'll teach you how to invest. Not only do we do futures, we do equities, we do crypto, and we will help you navigate these markets in an intelligent, common sense manner with no double talk. So you'll know where to take the trade, why you're taking the trade, the business reason for taking the trade, where to put your stop, the business reason for putting your stop, because some business reasons just don't make sense after a while. And then where can you exit? And not just, oh, some theoretical exit, it's an exit which is completely based on the nature of the business that's taking place at the time. Sometimes you might buy a stock at 5 and want to exit at 20, but some of us also want to be 7 feet tall, right? If it's there's no chance of that happening, we're going to get you out and get you to make some money so you can take that money and go on to your next business transaction, your next trade idea. Right? Every trade is a business decision. We'll teach you that. No fancy math, nothing, no double talk, straight common sense. This is how you make some money every day and keep it. I'm JJ. Hope you're having a wonderful long weekend. Sorry this video was a little long, but it's been a while since I've done one. Come visit us at tradingsyndicate.org and see me on YouTube every morning, 7:30 in the morning, UK time, 2:30 in the morning for my insomniacs in New York, and 9 a.m. Eastern time, half hour before the New York Open. Thanks, everyone. Lots of love. Bye for now.